This story's emotional theme is irony. The judge stared at my landlord, who scoffed and said it's just a little water damage, for God's sake. The fluorescent lights hummed over the silent courtroom, and I saw his tie was slightly crooked. I said nothing. For 3 years, Mr. Wallace had been a master of neglect. Ignored the broken heater through a whole November, let himself in without notice, and always cashed my rent check 3 days early, triggering $35 overdraft fees I couldn't fight. I put up with it because the apartment was cheap, and I was saving every dollar for a down payment. I just had to endure him for 1 more year. The breaking point came when the pipe in my living room wall burst. Leaked for 72 hours straight, soaking the antique bookshelf my grandfather built, destroying first editions and the only photos I had of my mother. I left 14 unanswered voicemails. When Wallace finally arrived, he poked at a warped, priceless book with his shoe and said, "You should have gotten renter's insurance." This isn't my problem. Something in me went silent. It wasn't just negligence, it was contempt. My strategy was meticulous. Didn't just hire a lawyer. I hired one who specialized in slumlord litigation. We had everything: 37 time-stamped photos showing the progressive damage, call logs, and copies of 2-year-old maintenance requests for that exact plumbing line that he'd marked as completed. The best part? Wallace always left passive-aggressive notes on my door, so we served him the lawsuit papers on an identical bright yellow sticky note. It just said, "This is my problem now." In court, he represented himself to save money. When my lawyer presented a sworn affidavit from the tenant in 2B, a retired plumber who had warned Wallace in writing about the corroded pipes 9 months earlier, his face went pale. The judge asked if I had anything to add. I stood. He was notified of the risk in writing. Then I looked at Wallace. And he called my family heirlooms just a little water damage. Court awarded me the maximum damages of $12,500 and ordered him to cover all my legal fees. That evidence triggered a citywide housing authority investigation into all 6 of his properties. I used the money for the down payment on a small condo 2 towns over. The first thing I bought was a new bookshelf. It sits in a dry, warm living room, safe from anyone who thinks my problems aren't their problem.